Hi everyone. This is Summer PD. This is our first week of your summer training. We'll do 3 weeks together, going over different tools and figuring out how to tech infuse your lessons for next year. I plan for this to be very fun, inspirational, motivating, and we'll all learn from each other. My name is Jackie Murray, and I'll be your guide through this. A little bit on my background so you know me a little better. I have taught for K through 16 college credit also for about 35 years. Most recently, I've been teaching K through 8 technology for over 15 years now. I also work with ISTE on reviewing articles for some of their magazines and submittals for their credentialing there. I am a freelance journalist for a variety of online technology and education websites, and I teach college grad level classes, college credit classes at MTI throughout the school year. So you'll find me in all these different places. I have a pretty sound social media presence. You've probably heard of me on Ask a Tech Teacher, which is where I do a lot of my blogging and a lot of my chatting with people. Okay, this though, you've hopefully already gone through the introductory video. So I'm going to skip through that. Let's go to where you are normally going to go when a new week comes. It's going to be under this week, and you'll look at what is up for this week. Here's week 1. I don't have the video here yet, but this will be here by the time you come visit it. You'll see already we have this intro, so if you haven't looked at this introduction on the class, pause me right now down here and watch this intro. It's not terribly long, but it'll give you a better overview of what's going on in the wiki, our classroom, and your digital portfolio. What I plan to do with each of the 3 weekly videos is just go over your weekly work. Make sure you understand it, clarify any spots I need to. You'll notice in our weekly work, it does expect you to watch videos. This is the playlist of all our videos. There's 30 of them. You won't need them all. You'll watch only so many of them, but they'll be numbered when you go to the class schedule and you go under activities. It'll have a number, so you'll go here and you'll go to the number in this playlist. Okay, so here's week 1. You're probably going to start with the class schedule. And this shows what we're doing each week. So it's laid out for all 3 weeks. In case you've got something coming up, you can work ahead, be prepared. Some of it is time sensitive. Most of it is you're fine to schedule it around your needs. So this week is an introduction. I want you to do all of that housekeeping stuff. Make sure you've got your Google account set up, your Gmail, your Google Plus, because we need this for the Google Hangouts. If you're not doing Google Hangouts, it probably isn't really necessary. But if you are, Google Hangouts work a whole lot better if you have Google Plus set up, because that's how I put you in the circle and then I contact you immediately with the link for our Google Hangouts. Google Drive, so that the work you do in class you can share with your classmates. You'll notice on the class member page, which we go over in the introduction, but you each have a page, and I want you to put your Twitter handle, your Google Plus handle, and your blog. That way people can reach you. They can find out, see what you're saying, add you to their personal learning network so they can stay in touch with you. These are all your digital portfolios where you'll keep track of everything you've been doing. I'll show you one. This is from the grad class I'm teaching, which is the same topic, but it's 5 weeks and you get grad school credit rather than a certificate. So they're a couple weeks ahead of you, but you can see how the digital portfolio is filled out. She's filled in personal message, all her contact information so classmates can stay in touch with her. Class assignments she started working on week 2, week 3. She's putting examples of her projects that she's been working on. So this is what yours will look like, but it'll be for you, of course. But this way I will be able to track easily how you're progressing through the class and step in if you need help anywhere. So if you don't have a Twitter account, you do want to set one up. You'll be surprised how much information you're going to find on Twitter about technology and education, about education in general. We're going to run a Twitter tweet up there so that you can see how those work, and I think you'll enjoy that. This first week, though, we're doing a Google Hangout. So you just want to make sure you have that Twitter account set up. You've joined the class wiki, or you wouldn't be here right now with me, and you're going to spend some time this week setting up that personal page like the one I just showed you. You're going to join all of the Twitter streams, all of the blogs of your classmates. So you support each other. You're going to respond to some comments they've made. If they've said hello in their blog, you're going to answer them with a hello, I'm glad to be here too, and whatever you want to say. But you're going to start developing a community, a collaborative sharing community with your classmates. So here's the material you're going to cover this week: classroom management activities, assessment activity, digital portfolio activity, and Twitter in the classroom. Now, you might already know some of this. It's kind of review sort of information, maybe not assessment. So let's look at those. So to find out what those are, you go under activities. You'll see here it has all the different things. If I go back to this tab, you'll see it says review 1 article, 1 lesson plan, 2 videos. So you'll go up here and find, we're under assessment, 1 article, 1 lesson plan, and 2 videos over here. Now these videos again are found on that stream that's back on this week, top of this week. We talked about it earlier. So you're going to pick the ones that fit your needs. What looks most interesting to you for your particular situation? And that's what you're going to pick here for your learning. And then we have assessment activities, 2 articles, 1 lesson plan, 1 video. Oh, that was assessment. Classroom management was down here. So I'll just flip them for you. So here's your articles. You'll pick the right number from there. You'll pick the lesson plan from there. You'll pick the videos from there. And then we went down to digital portfolios, and I think it was 1 article, 1 video maybe. So whatever number it says, you pick that article, that video. And then down here, Twitter. If you already use Twitter in your classroom, you can probably skip this. If you don't, you definitely want to read this material because it will open your eyes about how useful Twitter is in the classroom. It's not just a social media, waste your time sort of place. It's very useful. So you're going to pick the article, the lesson plan, and then the video from there. Then when those are done, you want all of that done by our Google Hangout, which will be, I'm going to ask you when you want it to be. I'm going to have you vote on it. If you go back to this week, down here, there's a spreadsheet, and I want you to vote on what time slot fits best for the Google Hangouts and TweetUps. Now, we're a large class, so it will take it'll take 2 Google Hangouts. So you'll get your choice of, if you pick a slot, I'll tell you within that slot what it's going to be. Each Google Hangout is an hour. So when it's 12 to 2:30, if you check that box, there's room for 2 Google Hangouts there. So I may say 12 to 1 for one and 1:30 to 2:30. Just check all the boxes that work for you so we get a good sense of how I can accommodate the most people on this. So those are your activities. That's your let's go back to class schedule, and let's go back to class schedule and see what comes up next. So there's our Google Hangout. The questions, I have some listed here, and they're ideas, but if you go here, over here to Google Hangouts and TweetUps, you'll get an updated list. So these are the 5 that I want you to be prepared to discuss at our Google Hangout over the first weekend. Now this may change. It may, by the time you get here, we get to the weekend, it may have 7 or it may have 3. But just check here and be prepared, mentally able to answer these questions. And then update the class syllabus on the Google spreadsheet. That is over here. It's your assessment log. So I'm going to click that. And it'll have all your names here, which I haven't put in yet, but I will. By the time you get there, they will be here, alphabetic order. And then just check off each event as you finish it, as you set up your Gmail, as you set up your Google+, as you read the article, you watch the video, just check them off that they're done. This is self-assessment. Now, I do go and look at everything because I communicate with you on your blog and your digital portfolio, but this is you recognizing you've done everything. It's a really good method of self-assessment for students, for your students in your classroom too. Okay, then what else do we have? Go back to class schedule. So you want to update that, and then the project this week. If you don't already have a blog, you want to set one up. For 3 weeks, you're going to use a blog to share your thoughts, record your ideas, maybe share out your projects with classmates. This week, all you have to do is say hello, a little bit about yourself, and then go and follow everyone's my blog, follow your classmate blogs, comment on classmate posts, and make sure a link to your blog is on your digital portfolio so everyone else can see it. And that's really it for week 1. It sounds like a lot. You'll be surprised how quickly you work through it. Some of it, like the blog and Twitter feed, you might already have. Curriculum map. I had a lot of interest in the curriculum map. So you will see probably around week 2, I'm going to ask who would like to have a separate meeting to talk about curriculum maps. And we'll see if there's any interest in that. Okay, guys. Let me make sure I've covered everything you need. Schedules, projects. These links just take you to a collation of the topics, in case that's easier for you to understand things that way. I think that's it. So do feel free to email me anytime you have questions. I'm at askatechteacher@gmail.com. Discussions take place over here. Rather than using the discussion board at the bottom of each page, go to discussions here, and then feel free to add a topic. Ask about something. Get your classmates' ideas on things. You can see all the topics. They'll all be listed, but we don't have very many right now. We have 1. So this is where we'll discuss things. All right, guys. I look forward to working with you for the next couple weeks. Talk to you soon. Bye.